gonna start standing today just to change it all up a bit. And I've tried to get my whole body in. That will do. You'll just have to miss seeing my head. Okay. So welcome to Yoga Lattes. We are gonna start standing today. Please unmute yourself if you need to grab my attention, just because I won't be able to see the chat from here. And definitely stop me as well if there's anything that needs more explanation or if you can't see me very well. Um, and yeah, and yoga lattes, a mixture of Pilates and yoga, working the powerhouse, but also getting that nice lengthening and mobility. So I'll start facing you. You got your heels facing back, your toes facing forward, so you're in a really nice kind of parallel, which you call like a dance six position. And you're just going to drop the pelvis and just stand in your kind of natural alignment. Hands down by your sides, shoulders nice and relaxed. And just close your eyes. Feel the feet either against your mat or the floor, whatever you're using. Feel all points. Can you notice any sounds around you? I can notice my fridge is buzzing in the background. Maybe you're in your office and you can hear colleagues. Maybe you've got a quiet, nice office space at home. Maybe you're on the road in a conference or something. So what can you hear around you? And then we don't want to shut those sounds out, but we want to stay present in how you're feeling in the body. And knowing those sounds are going on in the background. But they're not going to distract you. Take a nice big deep breath in and then let it all go. Nice big deep breath in and letting it all go. One more time. And letting it all go. We're going to take a big arms up overhead. Coming down. Just let the head go with it. And a little bit more. Big arms going all the way overhead. And coming down. We're just going to warm up by really small little squat. Knees tracking over the toes. So don't have the knees coming in or out. Pressing the pelvis to back like you're sitting on a chair, but trying to keep the chest up. And it's just a small warm-up movement. Find your breath. I forgot to say as well, anything in this where you're standing and you feel like you might just need a little bit more support, definitely hold on to some kind of firm, stocky furniture or a wall or the back of a chair is good. Breathing in, exhale, coming up through the arms and back down. We're going to take a little curl. I'm just going to turn side on so you can see. You can stay the fit where you're facing. So I'm going to tuck that chin in. I'm going to curl down, but just halfway down. When I get to that point where I know that I'm going to get into my hamstrings, I'm just going to stay there. Let the arms be heavy. Bending the knees. hands on thighs to walk your spine back up. Big breath in. Exhale. Chin into chest. Rolling down. And then find that table top. So I've got my hands on my thighs, so I'm quite secure. Again, you can use a piece of furniture as well. And we're just going to cat, cow. So the same thing that we do in that quadruped all fours position. Through the different parts of the spine and the pelvis. Couple more. And then on your last one, when you get to that neutral, and then you come back into that curved position, see if you can lengthen down further. Bend the knees slightly to help steady you. And then walking back up. Head the last thing to return, breathing in. Exhale. Rolling down. Walking down the legs. Coming into that forward fold position. Really let that head hang. Good. We're going to go into a downward dog. So walking out the hands and the legs, we want the pelvis to be the highest place. So my hamstrings are really tight, so I'm going to push back, making sure I can get that pelvis right up. I'm going to push on my toes up and over into that plank position. Breathing in, exhale, coming back to that down dog. Breathing in, exhale, walk those hands back, feet plant on the floor, forward fold, walking yourself up the thighs, supporting the spine, and big arms down. We're going to come back into that chair, and let's see if we can go a bit lower. Taking the arms out to the side. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Coming back into that curve to come up. Good. And big circle. And down. Walking the hands down. Walking out to your down dog. Coming out to your plank. Coming back to that down dog. And now we're going to take that right leg forward. I like to use my hand to help me get it forward as we come into a lunge. You could put the knee down on the mat. You could hold on to some furniture, or if you're feeling pretty awake in the body, you could just put that hand placement on the thigh. You can lift up that back heel, so we're really getting into that stretch. You could also leave the hands down on the ground. Big breath in. One more. Big breath in and out. Good. Let's take that leg back. Walk the hands back. Rolling up. Using the hands. Arms. Let's go into our chair again. And then we're going to go heart center with the hands. And then see if you can lift a heel. And switch. And switch. If not, this is uncomfortable, don't do it. Or if you can, but you need to hold the wall, we're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, pushing up through. And arms. Breathing in, exhale. Walking down the legs. Walking out to your down dog. Coming up and over to that plank position. We don't stay here very long before we come back. Now this time we're going to lift the right leg up in the sky, if you can. And down. Left leg up. Good, left leg through. For that lunge on the other side. So again, find your options. And you might feel more stable on this side or not as stable. Quite a lot of differences. Really sending the energy out that back heel. Big breaths. Good, hands down. Take that leg back. And we got our down dog. And then we're going to come out to our plank. And then you can stay here or you can modify and bringing those knees down. We're going to try and lower as 1. So we're going to send the elbows back. I like to stick the pelvis up. That helps me think as 1 as we come down to the ground. And then from here, let's go into our baby swan first. Big breath in. Exhale. A little bit up. Think, okay, how does this feel? And then coming back down. Big breath in. Exhale. Coming up. Do you want to push through more? You can. Don't have to go up to your maximum yet. Remember to engage that core. I just noticed I wasn't keeping my head in line with the back of the head with the spine. Breathing in. Exhale. Rolling down through the spine. Breathing in. Exhale. Coming up. Either come to that same position or find it comfortable for you. And coming down. And now let's push back into our child's pose. Take a second here. Really let go of the hips. And I'm going to thread through my right hand. So right arm comes through. Head down on the ground. Finding that rotation. Big breaths in and out. Breathing in, exhale, coming up. And the other side. Again, if this is not comfortable, you can always lift that pelvis up slightly into puppy. Sometimes people find that more comfortable on the hip flexors and the spine. Good, coming back. Let's just do a little flow of that from that plank position to really get the arms and the core worked up and engaged. So when we lower, we want to try and have the arms scraping back past the ribs this way. If you find that you are coming down and you're coming down here first, you're coming down a bit more of a snake pattern than a nice kind of lengthening board, then the best way to come down would be to come into the child's pose after your plank and just work out on the forearms to lower, to really just protect that lumbar spine. So we're all going to come out to that either full plank or half plank. Really push that mat away. Deep breaths. And now either lower yourself as a board or come into that child's pose and lower that way. Breathing in, exhale, come up into your swan, wherever that may be. It could still be on the forearms. And lowering down. Now we've got to come up as one. So same thing, really lifting from the arms, trying to come up as one and coming back into that child's pose. We're going to go one more time, coming out. Big breath in, exhale, down as one. As much of a swan as is comfortable. Coming down, breathing in, exhale, coming up as one and sending back. Let's just roll the wrists. Roll the wrists one way and then the other way. I'm going to bring my right leg out into a lunge. And I'm going to send my left leg back to really lengthen through the hip flexor. I've got on that right leg, I've got the heel and the knee stacked. We're going to do a twist. You can also go into a fist here instead of onto the wrist. That feels better. So I've got my right foot forward, so it's going to be my left wrist or fist, and then I'm going to rotate towards the sky. If you've got blocks, this would also be comfortable to use blocks. Good. Bring that arm in. Now send the weight back. Lengthen that front leg. Into another one-legged forward fold. Good. We're going to bring that leg back. And other leg in front. So I've now got my left leg in front. I'm going to reach back with that right leg. You know you're standing exactly the way. Out. Okay. So I've got my left leg in front. So I'm going to take my right hand and rotate towards that leg to the sky. And coming down and sending that leg back. Sending the weight back. Good, and bringing both legs in together as we come round onto our glute. Sitting up on those sit bones, nice and tall, arms out in front. I'm going to bring one leg up and the other leg up into boat pose. And I'm going to try and really sit up on those sit bones to really have that lengthening from shoulder to hip. We're going to do some toe taps here, or you can stay in boat. So tapping, foot down, and you go 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. One leg down at a time and relaxing over the legs. Good. Coming up to that boat again. Breathing. Exhale, one leg, 2 leg. Can you lengthen one leg? Can you lengthen the other leg? So you're in more of a teaser. Coming back into boat. One leg. Can you lengthen the other leg? And coming back up. Good. And coming over and relax. Good. Stay where you are. I'm going to turn around the other way. Sitting up tall. We're going to go slowly down, section of the spine at a time until we've come to a lying down on the mat. Take some big deep breaths in. Exhale. Feel the floor against the spine. From here, we're going to put the hands behind the head, breathing in. Exhale, coming up to a nice curl, looking between the legs. And coming down. Big breath in. Exhale and up. And down. Do 5 more at your own pace. Try and be really slow, controlled, precise. 3 more. And I've got 1 more to do. And bring the legs into the chest. Relax the head down and just relax the legs. Stay there. I just remove. Okay. From here, let's go into single leg stretch. Breathing in. Exhale, coming up. Send a leg away and out and in. Good. And keep going. Keep going. Again. And one more. Good. Coming in and coming down. And relax. Yeah, the doggo is cute, but man, some reason the floor means she has to be all up in my face. Okay, we're gonna bring those legs to the sky. Feel what those hamstrings feel like. Ooh, I feel tight. I'm gonna bring the legs in. Exhale. Bring those legs up and bring them down and up and down and up. And try and keep them as lengthened as you can. So we're also working on those lengthening those hamstrings in this next one. In this next exercise, we're going to do leg lowers. And when we lower the legs, we really want to make sure that our back isn't changing shapes on the mat. So whatever your back is naturally on the mat, with your natural lumbar curvature, especially if you've got scoliosis and a C or an S curve going on, you really want to be fighting to make sure that you don't lower. So what we don't want to happen is when we lower the legs is we don't want the spine to come more off the mat. So some of us might just hold the legs up because this might be enough. And I usually lower just about 5 or 10 inches because then I know I can control the spine. Some of you might be able to lower the legs a lot lower than that. But just kind of on the first few, really take some kind of feel that spine and see how it feels. So we're going to take those legs to the sky. We're going to come up to a curl and I'm going to lower and up. 2, 3. We come down and take a rest. Good. Really be working on that hamstring lengthening here. And lower. 2, 3. And a rest. We're going to go twice more. Big breath in, exhale, and 1, 2, 3. And a rest. And once more. And 1, 2, 3. Good. And coming down. From here, let's put the legs down on the ground. Arms down by our sides. I'm going to let the knees come out to that 90 degrees and 90 degrees to really get that stretch in that hip and quad at the front. So I'm trying to get my knees to touch the ground. I am in kind of a 90 position. So my knees aren't stacked. We're not doing that usual one that we've done quite a few times. And the other way. For some people as well, this might feel a bit better, depending on your mobility if you're propped up. So just find whatever works for you. And off we go to the other side. And once more. Good, and returning back down. If you were up on the elbows, we're going to come into our bridge. Breathing in. Exhale. Pelvis, spine. Coming up to the top, try not ultra grip the glutes. The glutes are working to keep us here. We don't want to make them even tighter by really gripping. Breathing in. Exhale. That spine comes down first. Spine, 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 pelvis. Breathing in. Exhale, coming up. Oh, goodly, lower your back. Excellent. Coming up. Breathing in. Exhale, rolling back down. And we're going to go one more here. Breathing in. Rolling up. Breathing in. Rolling down. Good. Putting the hands behind the knees. You're going to roll until you come up to a seated position. When you out the way. Okay, let's do some work in butterfly and some forward fold mobility work. So we're going to come into butterfly. For you, you might want to prop the knees up with a cushion if that is comfortable. Breathing in, exhale. And I really want you to think about bringing the body forward, nice and lengthened. So if I turn back side on, we don't want is to curve here. Try and think of bringing it forward, even if it's just an inch. Because here we're putting a lot of pressure on that lumbar spine. Another thing to do would be to sit on a cushion to really elevate the hips above the knees. And just finding a nice lengthened wherever it is. With every breath out, really sink more into the mat. Then you're going to bring one leg in front of you, keep the other leg bent. So I'll go with my right leg. Try and keep it really in front of you. I have such a tendency, because I'm so much better in rotation, to have it slightly out to the side. So I have to really think right in front. And then the same thing. We don't want to be sitting back. We want to be up and over. And find a position which you can hold where you can feel that pull, but it's comfortable. So we're not kind of bouncing or you're coming out of it and in. Try and find somewhere that has a nice kind of lengthening feel. Last out breath. Good. You're going to swap legs. And remember, this leg might be nicer, might feel nicer, or it might feel worse. I know for me, this is my not so happy side. Big breath in. Exhale. Big breath in. Exhale. And once more. Good. We're now going to go into a mermaid and then into side stretch. So I'm going to stack my legs in like that classic kind of mermaid position. So I've got my right leg underneath, left leg on top, right arm out. And I'm just going to push over, bending that supporting arm and coming back. I'm going to do 3 of these flows, and then I'm going to go into some Pilates side work. And this is where you can kind of pick your degrees of what feels comfortable. So now I'm going to move that top leg into the mat. So this is going to be kind of my anchoring and pushing up leg. I'm going to send that arm a little bit away because I'm going to be bringing the shoulder up and over. So first option is going to be to keep that other leg down and to lift up and out and to come back down. The next option is that as I come up like that, I'm lengthening this bottom leg and I come into a side plank. So I come up into a side plank and coming back down. Good. So we're going to do 2 more, and you pick your option, whether it's going to be, just going to move further on the mat, keeping that leg beneath bent and coming back down. And we're going to go once more, trying to get that shoulder right over that hand on that wrist when we're up. And 3, 2, 1, coming down. Good. Other side. So we're going to start in that mermaid stacked position first. We'll do the nice flow over and towards. And I really like this one to just wake up the day, especially if you've got any fascia that feels like it's sticking and not gliding like it should. You're feeling stiff. Okay, so top leg goes into the mat. So your first option would look like coming up. Oh no, lengthening that top one, keeping that bottom knee down. Kind of your first option. And your other option is lengthening up both legs and coming down. Good. I'm going to go 2 more. You might have to do a different option on this side, depending on how it feels. And that's normal. Breathing in, exhale up. Breathing in, exhale, coming back down. Good. 1 more. Breathing in, exhale. And coming down. Good. Let's go into crisscross. And let's go into bringing those arms in front, really stretching out the shoulders. And now taking those arms behind. You can clasp, or if clasping is not an option, just reaching behind. Open up the chest and the arms. Good. From here, we're going to go into a figure 4. So I leave 1 leg, second leg, and then I push in You could also lie this down. You could thread through and lie down on the back. That would also work. Breathing in. Exhale. Let's switch legs. Nice big deep breaths. In and out. Good. Coming back into that crisscross. We're going to do a big reach over. Trying to keep the shoulders and everything stacked. And coming back, we're going to reach over the other way. Good. Coming up, let's just circle the shoulders. And circle the other way. Same thing into the wrists. And the other way. And now we're going to start or end how we started, but this time seated and not standing. Try and sit nice and kind of lengthened onto your sit bones. Use a cushion to prop yourself up if that feels more comfortable, or leaning against a wall or in a chair. Take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale. And breathing in. And exhale. Take some big deep breaths in and out. Listening to the people around you. Listening to the noises. Making sure that the brain is coming back to the everyday reality. Sorry, you might hear my dog in the background. She's seen a squirrel, so that means everything's over. Couple more breaths here. And then just giving everything a little bit of a wriggle. Spine, shoulders, and the legs. Give it a good shake out. On the shoulder, yes. And make sure those ankles as well. One way and then the other way. And thank you everyone for joining today. And I'll see everyone next week. Let me know if you have any requests have any areas to work on or any exercises that you want to try, let me know. And thank you everyone for joining.